Hello, beautiful people. I know this video has been long in coming, but I am finally doing something that isn't a vlog. Whoa! Yeah. In this video, I'm going to show you how to upcycle candles. Like, for instance, if you have a candle and you have messed with it in a way that makes it so it no longer burns, like I do quite often, or you have a candle where you've used up the wick but there's still leftover wax on the outside, or if you just have some random candle wax and you want to make a candle, here's the simple way to do it. Or, well, like, I'm showing you how to take wax and put it into a better usable form. You'll understand once I'm finished. It makes more sense visually. Anyhow, so we're going to be doing this craft. This craft requires a microwave, some silicone molds, some nonstick spray, and wax that you need to put into a more usable form. Also, you will need a container, probably glass is good, that you can see like the inside of, but if you can't, that's okay. It just needs to be microwave safe, and you need to be okay if it doesn't survive. As in, not shatters, but gets super dirty and hard to clean out, because wax, when it is dry, is not easy to remove from a surface, just so you know. Alright, well, let's get started. It is super loud out here because the dishwasher is going, but I hope you guys can hear what I'm saying. If not, I will try to put words on the screen to tell you what to do. So here we have our supplies, which is our non-stick cooking spray, not sponsored, and our silicone molds. We have our leftover, we have some leftover candles, a candle that no longer works because I messed with it. And then 2 more candles. This one burned out on its own, and this one, the thing broke inside of it. And then we have our scent, because those candles don't have scent, so I'm going to add scent to them. This whole thing, while the actual working of it is quick, will end up taking a little bit of time, so be prepared for a wait. The first step is to get out a paper plate, because it makes it easier to take things in and out of the microwave. Also, you will probably need hot pads, which I forgot to mention, or like gloves, because this can get real hot in the microwave. Ta-da! So, let's take our silicone mold, and spray it with that non-stick cooking spray. This one is almost out, so it left the residue, but that's okay. This mold isn't super clean, so I'm going to wash it, and then we can use it, but we won't need it at the first time. We're going to start out with a little bit of wax in our microwave, so that we can see how it works. So there's only this much wax in here. It's bright red. It already has a scent. It actually was from 2 candles that melted at the same time, but one of them, the wick, didn't get burned at all. So, go over there. We're going to put it on our paper plate, and then we're going to put it in the microwave. We're going to do it for increments of 30 seconds. You got that? 30 increments of 30 seconds, and then when it's completely liquid, we'll take it out and go on to the next step. See? This thing stopped finally. Yay! So, I can't remember exactly how long it took each time last time, so that's why I'm going with 30 seconds in the increments, because it could have taken like 5 minutes, Also be prepared to switch out your paper plates because after being in the microwave for too long, they do tend to burn or catch on fire. Now too long is usually more like 10 minutes, but yeah. So after 30 seconds, we'll see what it looks like. I'm gonna put on both gloves. Don't judge this time again. After 30 seconds, it hasn't melted, so we have to put it in again. 30 seconds more. Alright, after a total of 2 minutes, the wax has melted, at least somewhatly. So we will remove it from the microwave and set it on the hot pad, which I have here. Then, carefully and with your hot pad still on, take the container, hold it over one of the holes in the silicone mold and pour. Try to fill the mold up, but not quite all the way. If you spill a little, that's fine, but just try not to, I guess. Whoa. So some wax, like pure wax, just came out there. It wasn't melted all the way, and that's okay. Just wait for it to harden and put it back. Now, these molds may take several minutes to hours to dry. I don't know exactly the amount of time that it takes, but I will tell you at the end of the video so you can be prepared. I got that chunk that spilled off of the mold and put it back in the microwave, and I'm going to take this mold and bring it closer so that you can see. Actually, you know what? I won't, because it spilled when I did that, so you'll just see when it's done, I guess. Maybe if I put it on a cutting board, it would work better. I don't know. But we'll see how this turns out. Hopefully, there'll be nice snowflake shapes that I can just pop out whenever I need some wax. That's not quite melted all the way, so I'm going to put it in just so that it's completely liquid. Don't put metal in the microwave. This is the next candle we're going to do. Yeah. I'm starting this one out at 2 minutes since I realized how long it took this one. Basically what you're going to want to do when they're still in the mold is just let them wait. It's going to probably take like 30 minutes. And since we're doing them at different times, they're going to dry at different times. I've moved the molds closer. I don't know if you can see this, but the ones closer to this side are hardening. They're getting a skin on the top of them. So you can see, but if you move them, they do kind of spread around a little. Yeah. Alright, let's see how far this one is. Got a little meltedness on the top, but it's not melted all the way, so I'm going to leave it in for a little longer. I'm setting it for 2 minutes again. While it's going here, you can get a shot of that. If cameras had smell sense, I would let you smell this because it smells really good. Yeah. The microwave was starting to smell a little weird, so I took this out. We're just going to pour out what's inside of it. As you can see, that dripped out of both ends. Hence the reason why we have, like, multiple things. I'm going to put that in for some more time. Your kitchen will end up smelling like melted wax for quite a while. But that's okay, right? Yeah, totally. See how well this one did. more melted. I'm going to pour it this way so more of it actually gets in. This one is much more brown of a color. And stop falling out than the other ones we've had so far, which is one. It's, as you can see, there's still chunks in there. So I'm going to continue doing this. And it just dripped on the floor, so now I'm going to have to deal with that. Yay! It is my recommendation that you not get it anywhere because it's really hard to get off anywhere that you get it. If you catch it right away and it's a thin layer, you can just scrape it off the hard surfaces with a butter knife. However, if you get it on clothes, you can't really do anything about it. So don't get it on your clothes. 2 more minutes in the microwave and you can tell that this candle took longer than the other one. Wonder why? Because there was more wax in it and it's in a smaller concentration. That's the answer if you're wondering. See, it's smoking. Which probably is not a good thing. I don't know if you can see the smoke rising out of that, but yeah, it's really, really hot. There is a wick in this one, and I didn't take it out because it got buried, so that possibly could be the reason for the smoke. This is very messy. It is still smoking, and I'm not sure why, so I'm going to let this one sit for a little bit and cool off before I put it back in the microwave. Now you can see the molds have much more brown in them. And so hopefully my goal is that when these dry, we can take them out of the molds quite easily and put them in a storage container such as a bag. And then if you need some wax to make a candle, you can just pop that out, stick it back in the microwave, and melt it back down into the size that you want. Whoa, magic. It is quite time consuming, however, so I will not film the rest of the process and we'll just skip till the end and you can see that. Cool? Oh, just so that you can see though, this is what this candle looks like, and then I have a bag of red roses candles, and those I will show you the adding of scent to. So this one was smoking quite a lot, and I think there must have been something on here that they didn't like getting hot, because there is a white powder on top that was not there before, like ash or something, which makes me think maybe I should not put this back in the microwave. So that is what I will do. There's not enough melt. Oh, yes, there is. There we go. There's some green melt. But I think something about the top of that is bad for the microwave. So we're going to not mess with that either. I've decided that we're going to put this one in the oven for safety purposes. So it'll take a lot longer to come out and be ready to pour. And we'll move along to some other things. So just so all of you guys know, there is a fire extinguisher in my kitchen. It's under the sink. There is also a sink with a spray thingy so I can spray stuff wherever it needs to go. We're going to be using this cookie sheet over here in the oven so that we're not going to just put a glass thing full of wax in the oven. And we're going to be heating it to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. That will take much longer than however long it takes in the microwave, which is why I don't usually do it. So it'll take probably more like 5-10 minutes to melt, and I'm gonna just leave it in there until it melts completely, checking on it occasionally, and then I will take it out and we'll pour it. I have, since last talking to you, cleaned out the yellow silicone mold, and it is ready to be poured into as well. Down into the There we go. So, according to the internet, the flash point, or when it sets on fire, of wax is 350? 300 degrees. So make sure, whatever you're doing, it doesn't get that hot. We're putting our oven at 200, but it is kind of not working, so it's going to be lower than that. So it might take a little bit longer than 10 minutes, but better to be safe than to set your house on fire. Yeah. For this next feat of science or something, I'm going to be taking these rose candles and breaking them into pieces into the container that we had used before. That's the oven saying that it's up to temperature. I'm going to try and make sure that I get the wicks out, since they are the only flammable piece. But, you know, it may not be possible. Thank goodness to our trusty butter knife, where you can just use it to carve away the wax. There, I believe I've gotten the wick out of it, so I'm just going to put that piece in there. And voila. I'm going to do this with several more, and we'll put them in there, and then I'll show you how to add scent. Alright, some of the rose stuff is melted, so I'm going to pour it here. In some cases, it's probably good to have a strainer over the end of your little thing that you keep. Yeah, you get my drift. Anyhow, generally, that's not a good thing to have happen, what just happened. So, try to make sure it doesn't happen. So now I'm going to clean up some messes. But here's the part where you would add scent. So you put your wax in the bowl. It's still kind of melted. And probably it's actually good to do this right away. This wax seems fast drying. So take your scent and just drop some drops in. This wax is making weird bubbles on it where I add the scent, so it possibly is rejecting it or something. I don't know. Look. But since this wax is cold or cooling off, it can't do anything like terrible. And we'll continue warming up that until it's, ready. So, yeah. If you haven't guessed already, this is a very messy project. So if you're not prepared to do about 30 minutes of cleanup, don't begin it. Alright, so the one in the oven isn't quite actually done yet, but I'm going to take it out now because it has done quite a lot, and so I want to pour it off so it's easier for the rest of it to melt. Apparently goblets are messy pouring utensils. This as well is turning out a quite brown color, being that it's a mix of many colors inside of it. You couldn't really expect anything else. So for being in the oven for about 20 minutes, it melted this much. So oven takes way longer, but is safer. Going back to scraping wax off stuff now. Yay! So the ones in the blue mold, the ones from the candle that had red sparkles on the outside, I took one of them out. It's still really warm, which means the middle is probably still not dry, like hardened, but it did come out of the mold, and it will end up looking like this. So find somewhere you can store your random shape, and yeah, then you'll just have that whenever you want to make a candle that is brown and smells like crayons. So yeah. Woo. I'm guessing that drying took about 30 minutes to 45 minutes because I forget the exact time that I started doing this. So I didn't end up making all of them into wax chunks, but this camera is so hard to use. There. That's the final for the blue and the yellow. The one that looks super weird and gross is because I couldn't make it melt all the way in the oven in the time that I was allotted to use the kitchen. So I just dumped out the stuff that was squishy and shoved it into a mold. So I'm gonna go let these dry in my room, but the little ones are already dry, and so I'll show you how I take them out. So you have this mold. The most important part basically for this entire thing was using nonstick spray, because that makes it super easy to get them out of the mold. You just pop and go, and then you've got a little thing. I'm going to put them into this bag. I did loosen these already, and I don't know how well it'll work on the larger ones, but liberally nonstick spray everything. You need it. It's important. Yeah. Alright. Well, that is the end of this video, except for showing you the large ones, but I think I'll just do that at the beginning of the next video. So, I hope you guys all have a great day and enjoyed this video, and that it'll be useful to you somehow, and I will see you guys all next time, so...